everybody, Michael Gevin here, and I am super excited to be with you on another Rockin' Wednesday. So I am really fired up today. I've got a really good one for you. If you have been going in the last however many years trying to start your own business, or you have your own business and you've started it, you've done that part, but you're sitting here, you're going, I can't actually do it full time. Maybe you're doing it part-time. Maybe you're doing it full-time, but you're not doing anything. And you're sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I've got a Twitter, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, a Facebook, a website. Actually, I have 2 websites. I've got a YouTube. What else do I have? I have an email. I have a phone number. I've gone to networking meetings. I've done all these things. The leads aren't pouring in. Where are the people? I have built it and they have not come, right? I did another video before about if you build it, they can come. Well, I've got something here today with 3 C's and a bonus letter, yes, an S, that are really going to change your life. Because thinking back on my life, thinking back on my successes, I really came up with this core. And I have some other things I've done. There's a lot of things you guys have heard. But I was thinking about this today, and this is dynamite. You guys are going to love this. So the first C is conversations. Are you having conversations with people? And what I mean by conversations is whether you're using social media or not, that doesn't matter. Are you just a pusher? Is everything you do, look at me, 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 look at me. And all you do is put things out there. There's a social part in social media which involves conversations with people. You've got to be having conversations. Now, see, for me, it's conversations in the real world, like not these just internet-based, you know, typing someone back and forth, but yet actually getting on the phone and talking to somebody. Just having a conversation with somebody. Because you know what comes along with conversation is the next C, which is connection. You see, people want to connect with other people, right? People want to have a relationship with other people. They want to work with people they know, like, and trust. And I was just walking with my grandpa this morning. I was talking to him about this, and I joked to him. I said, you know, would you want to do this via a letter? Because he doesn't do anything with email or anything. You know, would you want to have the conversations that we have, the connections that we have when we walk at the mall, via me sending you a letter in the mail? And he looked at me and made this face and was like, no way! Are you kidding me? And so a lot of you know, I train a lot of videographers and people in the service industry, photographers, you know, people want to own video production companies. And the reality is, you've got to have a connection with somebody. You've got to have conversations, because the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, you're going to end up in front of those people doing that work. This isn't something that you're hiding behind the scenes behind a computer. It's one thing if you're selling trinkets online, you know, you're selling, you know, apps or some other thing that you never really actually talk to people potentially. But still, to build that, you'll have conversations, I promise you. But the reality is, on the main people we're talking about today is people in real life. You got to do things, and you got to, you know, talk to people at some point in time. So why do we avoid those conversations? Why do we avoid those connections and only do them via text? If all I did every week was put up a video with text that scrolled through on the screen, imagine right now, just imagine. I may or may not, depending on timing, have this come up on the screen so you can just visualize this. But the reality is, visualize text with not my voice, just text and the same music coming up on the screen. And that's it. And that's how these videos are delivered to you. Just text on the screen, maybe some music behind it, just to fluff it up, right? And that's it. More than likely, I wouldn't have where I'm at today, over 9,000 subscribers. I'd be lucky to probably have 5 or 6, and you guys wouldn't be watching these videos because you wouldn't have that connection. Now, I'm not getting to talk to you in person. That's a whole different story. But the reality is, you've got to think that when you're only having these text-based conversations with people via email, via LinkedIn, via Twitter, via Facebook, and all you do is type things, that's not a real connection. And that's not a real conversation. Okay? So, you gotta have conversations, which then lead to connections, which lead to the biggest C that a lot of you want in business, and that's currency. That's money. And the more conversations you have, and the more connections you make, the more currency you'll receive, the more money you will receive. And I won't go on and on about that one, because really rooted in all of this, because that's the ending. Conversations, connections will lead in currency, But the reality is, it'll lead to a lot more currency and a lot more connections and a lot more relationships and a lot more conversations if every conversation that you have is rooted in service, is rooted in helping people, right? You've got to be willing to serve others versus every time you get on the phone with somebody, all you're caring about is making the sale. If that's all you care about, then you're going to be struggling, even if you are having conversations and making connections. Because more than likely, you're actually going to be having a conversation potentially, but you actually want to have a lot of connection. I'll use the wedding industry a lot. I had a lot of wedding videographers or photographers, and they're always like, these people, they can't afford me. And the first thing they get asked is, are you available and how much do you cost? And what do people do? Well, 9 times out of 10 that comes in an email and they just respond with, yes, I'm available and this is how much I cost, and it ends there. So there's no conversation and there's no connection. Or they get on the phone. So they're trying to have a conversation and now they ask the same question. How much are you and are you available? And they go, I am available. Oh, good deal, I'm available, right? And then, and this is how much I cost and this is what I have. So although you started to have maybe some semblance of a conversation, you really didn't have a connection, and all you did was, mouth vomit what you freaking, offer, and they decided whether or not the price was right. That's all there is to decide, because there's no connection. But if you have a conversation, a true conversation with that person, like it's a friend, like a friend asked you something, you wouldn't, sure, if they asked you the question, are you available and how much are you, you might answer them. But I bet, in fact, if it was a friend, there would be more conversation than that. Plus, they're a friend already, so there's a connection, right? But you're going to talk to them. Talk to people like they're your friends, not like they're some person that's just a dollar amount. Serve them. If you start serving people and you have more conversations and make more connections, I promise you in the next 12 months, you'll be sending me an email and you will be telling me, holy cow, that was the greatest piece of advice you ever gave me. My business quadrupled this year. Why? Just simply because you served people. You showed up and you served people and you had great conversations and you made great connections. I promise you do that every single day with at least 1 or 2 people and your life will change. Your life will change. Now there's one more C to this equation, and that, you might go, oh my God, there's another C. What the heck? This one, I'm not going to go on a lot about because I have a way to help you with this and the other ones, but the C is confidence. See, a lot of you will go, that sounds great, but I'm scared to death of calling people. I'm scared to death of talking to people. You know why you're scared to death? Because you're not confident in your abilities. You're not confident in what you offer. You're not confident in your deliverable, right? So when you go into that conversation, that lack of confidence in all those things, and the fact that you're not going there to just help the person, you're afraid if you're going to make a sale and you're somewhat desperate, so therefore you don't even want to make the call because you're afraid that when you're going to make the call, you're going to get rejected. Well, you're going to get rejected 9 times out of 10 when all you do is call people saying, I have this product, do you want to buy it? I have this product, do you want to buy it? If that's all you do all day long, the reality is you're going to be shut down 1,000,000 times with not very many yeses. But if you show up from a place of service, a place of willing to help regardless of the outcome. You see, when I used to talk to a lot of brides, there was a lot of them who could not afford me. But I always aimed to serve them. I always aimed to help them. Regardless if they could help, not if they could help me, but regardless of if they could afford me, the reality was I still helped them. I gave them all the advice and all the things that I knew that they needed to look for in someone else if they couldn't afford me. And you know what happened sometimes? I was put up on a pedestal. I became their friend. A lot of them say, I can't afford you and I wish I could, but I'm going to recommend my friends. 2 thumbs up. And then some of them even came back because they went and talked to other people, and they realized that those people weren't as passionate, didn't care as much, didn't give them the answers that they were looking for that I had guided them to ask in these other conversations with people. And they came back and said, you know what, we're gonna make this work. Because it's not always about money, everybody. It's not always about money. So, that being said, how do you get more confident in what you have to offer? Well, I have something that I have to offer. And, I want to put it out there, and I am 100,000% confident in this. We've been doing it for, since last September now, and there's a couple hundred members in there, and they're outstanding. You might have heard me mention this. It's called Jumpstarters. And so Jumpstarters, you can actually, see it right here, jumpstarters.net. You can go straight to that page and sign up. Or you can click right here and you can go to the video from a few weeks ago that goes through and explains it if you want to see that video there. And then you can head on over to jumpstarters.net and sign up. I promise you, we'll help give you that confidence. We have a great community that's supporting each other and rooting each other on. When you feel like you're alone and you have no one to turn to and you're looking for connections and conversations, we are having that among members every single week. In fact, we've just started a member call that we're doing a few times a month where the members are all getting on a call together and learning about each other and connecting and having conversations. Because there's already people in that community who have been giving each other business, who have been helping each other out. It's a group of creatives, and there's other people on there who aren't just, an artist or a videographer or something. There's a whole slew of other people. But if you feel like you're alone and you don't have any connections or anybody to talk to, that's perfect for that. And I'm there every single week doing a live call on Thursdays where I get on there. Sometimes I have an outstanding guest. I've had people who have freaking coached and mentored Mark Zuckerberg and massive athletes and, celebrities and actors and all these different people, and he charges an enormous amount. I had him on some of my calls. And it's just been great. And then I also do my thing. And we talk about 3M's, mindset, marketing, and motivation. So if you're lacking that confidence, this is going to give it to you. We have girls right now. One girl, I believe it's the Academy Awards or something like that with the Lord of the Rings. She's going to have one of her pieces of art on display. Her freaking Instagram's been going through the roof. She's getting jobs from Jumpstarters. It's been outstanding. I've mentioned her before. And, it's just great things happening. So if you're lacking that confidence, then you need to join that. And yes, today I'll say the price because I want to make sure people know. Probably in about 30 days from now, I have every intention because the value is so high, but I'm giving people the opportunity, those people who are a little scared and really just need that, ability to invest in themselves. I've seen more people getting results investing in themselves than not because you just have a little bit more skin in the game. So it's $10 a month right now. Next 30 days, it's going up to $20. You get in there, you can cancel at any time, but you're in there for the $10 a month. You're good to go. We grandfather you in, but after that, it's going up to $20. So if you're thinking about it, if you've heard it in the last few videos, I highly suggest you go there and sign up now, at least for 30 days, and give it a try and check it out. I promise you won't regret it at all. You are gonna have a freaking rock star 2015. The people in there, the movers and shakers, and they're making things happen. So that being said, that's really all I have to say. I'm just so floored, so excited about everything that's happening. And for me, my life's been changing because that's what I did in my business to grow. I had tons of conversations, tons of connections, and then that led to currency, and my business exploded. And now in my coaching business, I'm doing the same thing. I'm having conversations with people. And as soon as I did that hardcore, I've lined up like 40 people in the next few weeks that I'm talking to. And guess what? I'll have connections. I'll give them massive value because I'm there to serve them. I'm there to help them. I want them to walk away feeling like $1 million. And then from there, we can either choose to move forward with something deeper, a more extensive training that's more long-term, or they're in Jumpstarters. One of the two. Either way, they're winning. And it's really cool. And I'm winning because I love talking to people and I love helping people. And if you adopt that, if you do nothing else right now from all these videos that I have or this one, but go out to serve people and help people, connect, have conversations, you will win. You will win. So, rock and roll, my friends. I truly appreciate each and every single one of you, and I say it every week because this lights me up. In the last few years, I've been able to be building what lights me up. Video production lit me up, And now I love lighting up others to do the things that they love, whether that is video production or photography or something else. I want people to know that truly, just like my channel says, that anything is possible if you just believe and you take massive, imperfect action. So truly appreciate you. We will see you next Wednesday. Take care. Bam! See, I got these dance moves. Boom, 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 boom. Because you know what? There's two things here. One says subscribe, and one says the last video. Subscribe in the last video. No, rock and roll, check these out. I like to put that up there now. It's something fun. It lets me be a little goofy here at the end. And, I think that's it. Thank you. See you later.